Hey guys, it's Daniel,
And Matthew, and we
and
are
we are
that
that damn
damn
friend.
friend.
Whatever.
I think the only time that'll ever be in sync is when we do it in person. But anywho, we're back with another episode of our podcast. I believe this is episode 9, and we're here to talk about the majority of games. So, first thing we wanted to discuss is the Darwin Project, which I believe we mentioned briefly in previous episodes. But the big thing about the Darwin Project, if you aren't aware, is that it's one of those battle royale games, but it only has 10 people instead of 100. And the issue that we wanted to bring up regarding that game is that it's going to free to play. Why do you suppose that is, Daniel?
Fortnite. That's the end. Yeah, that's how I feel. I Fortnite has a huge base. Fortnite is free, which is how it got its huge base, and it's a fairly good, like produced. The quality of the game and how it's produced is really good. So Epic kind of knew what they're. I don't know. Actually, I'm not gonna say that. Epic probably just fell into it, but they're trying to compete with Fortnite, and that's one of their ways that they're gonna go about it. I don't know if it's gonna be successful. I think they should go a little step further and maybe give in-game credit, like in-game currency, to buy cosmetics and stuff. 'Cause I'm guessing it's free to play. There's microtransaction up the ass. So maybe your account gets like $20 or something worth of in-game credits so that you feel like you're getting something for playing the game and would convince you to try the game. Because just because it's free and someone goes over and tries it doesn't mean that they're going to stick on that. So they need to give people, the incentive to go over there so they have more people, which more people go there, that means more people are going to stick around. That's how I feel they should do it, but maybe one step at a time, see how the free thing goes first, and then if that doesn't work, maybe they'll do a promotion like that.
Yeah, I played the Darwin Project when it was open. If I can learn how to talk, I played the Darwin Project when it was in open beta, and I thought it was okay. I mean, it's a little more tense because it's almost like you're in the final 10 of a PUBG match or Fortnite or whatever. But I mean, that's just how many people start. So,
Yeah,
and then the map overall is, I feel like it's smaller because it doesn't have to accommodate as many people. But the thing about it was, is I felt like it could use a lot of work still. So, it was in open beta and then it released in, I believe, early access on Steam. Or maybe it was full access. Shit, I'm not positive on that. But it came out on Steam, and the developers were actually really cool and gave anybody who played the open beta the game for free. So just like, here you go. So I actually have it while it was being able to be purchased. So I didn't have to pay for the game. So for me, it was already free to play. But that's not going to bring me back to the game. You know what I mean? Just it being free to play alone, I'm not like, oh god, I gotta go play Darwin Project. Like even if I guess if I had paid for it, if I had spent money for it, and then now it's going free to play, I would be really pissed off. Especially like you said, if they're not doing anything for the people that spent the money on the game. If I had paid $20 or however much the game was selling for when it was being sold, and they turn around and just like, here you go, everyone else can get it for free, you get shit. Yeah, I would be super pissed. And then the thing about it on Steam is that if you play the game for more than I think it's 2 hours, you can't get a refund.
yeah.
So, I would be really cheated out of my money if they didn't do something for the, I guess, early adopters, like you said. So hopefully that is something that they'll do. And if you play Darwin Project, let us know what you think the difference is, between how the game was when everyone had to pay for it versus all the potential flood of new people playing it. It's kind of like feasting on some newbies or
Yeah.
whatever, Christmas noobs and that sort of thing. So let us know if it plays any different if you do play the Darwin Project.
Well, when I said the give them in-game credit, I wasn't even thinking about the people who purchased the game. They need in-game credit for sure. Maybe double, like if you pay 20, you get 40. It's just fucking a hat or something. Don't be too greedy.
Yeah,
But I'm talking about new people coming into it. There needs to be something that sets it apart. Like, once something is established, it's really hard to break through. And you normally need a little edge to convince people to come over. And I think that would be their edge. Um, whether people come over or not from Fortnite or the other battle royales, which I'm not too sure how many there are at this point because I really don't like them. But
Well, off the top of my head, we got Darwin Project, PUBG, Fortnite, Radical Heights, which is made by Cliffy B, and I did
those,
finally play it. It's not terrible, but it can tell it was a rushed alpha to try and get onto the market and capitalize on the other player bases.
and
Um,
his name.
yeah, exactly. And hey, I'm Cliffy B. I made Radical Heights. Um, but so those are the four off the top of my head. But then I know that there's at least three or four more because in that article I wrote, I can't remember the names of them specifically, but I remember them being there. So, I mean, it's the genre is probably only going to get bigger before it starts getting smaller because
Yeah,
everyone's trying to cash in.
and yeah, I know there's more than like I even know. Like you're saying, there's a few more that I've never fucking heard of probably, and I think the genre is probably going to collapse on itself. To be honest, I
It
think it's
probably
going to pull like a Call of Duty, how everyone tries to be Call of Duty, and then now who plays Call of Duty?
I mean, apparently some people do. It still sells like wildfire, but I know what you mean because it's like in terms of we all used to play Call of Duty, me, you, all of our little group of friends, and out of all those people, I don't think any of us play it anymore.
Yeah, none of
So
us do.
yeah, so I understand what you're saying. Um, yeah, and then the thing about Fortnite too is that it's grown so big so fast. I've seen a lot of talk online. People are saying like, what do they need to do? And I think you and I have discussed this. Like, what do they need to do to maintain their huge player base, their huge install base? They keep doing things like adding seasons and adding like a bunny costume for Easter and shit like that to get in the microtransaction money. But in terms of innovation, like I don't feel like they need to do a lot more than they're doing. I guess they're taking chances. They introduced a gun that or a grenade that apparently like has like a mobile fort or
Build
something.
forts, yeah,
Yeah, and then they had released guided missiles that you could actually like ride on and stuff. And but
I saw that. Yeah, of
I heard that they just took that out though because I guess they realized it was kind of OP. So it's good
course
that
it's
they're
OP.
well, yeah, but I'm just saying, but it's good that they're taking chances, I guess. They're able to kind of put stuff in, see what works, see what doesn't work, and then take it out. So uh, they're trying. You can tell that they're working on it. I mean, especially since they pulled the team off of Paragon to go and fucking work on it. So it's not like they don't have people, enough staff to support the game and to work on further innovations. I just feel like in terms of how the game is generally played versus how it could be, it doesn't seem like it's growing.
I
But
agree with you. Oh, I'm sorry.
no, it's fine. I was just gonna mention one thing real quick. The only thing I have also been paying attention to is apparently there are like meteors falling in the sky, and
I've been seeing the social media. Yeah,
everyone's making a big deal out of it. They think it's gonna crash the tilted towers, and it's gonna be like a huge Fortnite event. But I mean, we'll see. But go ahead.
well, I just think Epic fell on it on accident. Like you got to think about Fortnite. What Fortnite was? Fortnite was in development for what, 2 years, 3 years? The
It was like 5 years. I remember
but
hearing about it in
yeah,
like 2012 or something, and he
that's
told.
right. It was back because Cliffy was talking about it back in the day before he left.
Hmm.
So they were making this game for 5 years, and it's not even the fucking game that became popular. They took that engine and they copied PUBG. And they pretty much combined the two, which I guess is unique. It is cool to like build forts and like be able to set up like you're being shot at, put up your own cover, all that stuff. But it was not something that was planned. It was something that they completely fell into. Their marketing was good because they went free to play right off the back, so they knew what was up there. They have the engine itself from playing Save the World. I know is really it's a solid engine. So like the game, it does run smooth. So they have a decent game or a decent engine, and then they have the free to play. They have everything to make it successful, but it wasn't really their idea. It wasn't like this is what we're gonna do and this is how we're gonna go about doing it. They kind of fell into it, and Epic's track record recent is shit. Before Fortnite, what? Name another fucking Epic game.
Well,
Not Gears,
yeah,
not Gears, because that's Cliffy.
I was gonna say Gears, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
because that's Cliffy, and then, so like I don't have any faith in them. They fell into a mistake that worked out for them, or copied themselves into a mistake, I should say. They combined their game with another game, but what have they done recently? I can't see them taking it further than adding weapons without fucking the game up. They're probably gonna do something innovative and fancy, then fuck up the way they did with Gears.
Well, in that kind of game, weapons are important, but also I feel like they need more maps. I think Fortnite is only one map, and that's the problem that PUBG had too, is it only had one fucking map when it launched. Now there's two, I think maybe three that they're working on, but yeah, it's if you're just playing the same shit over and over, like I guess it's always different because you never know what people are gonna do with like 100 fucking players in the game. But in terms of, like, I would just want to change the fucking scenery, like I don't know, even if it's the same map, make it like day and night cycles. Like sometimes the map is, nighttime, sometimes it's early morning, sometimes it's fucking stormy. Like I don't know, change this shit up. That's the only thing I feel about it.
Well,
Um,
yeah, I can see them doing maps fine. What I'm concerned with is when people start, like maybe in a year or two, people are like, okay, I'm tired of Fortnite. It's the same shit over and over and over. It was fun when it first happened. Then they're gonna try to elevate it to the next level, and I think they're gonna jump the shark.
they probably will. I agree with you.
So
Um,
I don't believe it's gonna last very long.
I if it is, it'll probably be like one of the greatest like meteoric rises and fails, like in
Yeah.
gaming. If it collapses upon itself, it'd be interesting to see. But I think that's. Did you have anything else to add to that? Okay.
Nah.
All right.
Epic
So,
sucks.
yeah, but, like I mean, Gears 4, we were so hyped for that, and then it turned out to be kind of shit. So,
Well, Gears Judgment.
well, that was real shit. Gears 4 was
There's
kind of shit, but Gears
some of the
Judgment was real shit.
developers that left the game were saying that they were totally not listening to their fan base on purpose because they were trying to cash to the COD fan base, which is the same fucking thing Halo did with 343 Studios. It's just, and no one fucking learns. So I think they're just gonna do the same thing again. Whatever next trend comes out that's after fucking battle royales, they're gonna be like, okay, how do we incorporate that shit into it? And people like battle royales for battle royales. They're not gonna like it because it's fucking whatever the next genre is. And I think that's how they're gonna kill it. But we'll see. We should archive this and see what happens in a few years.
All right, let's mark a flag down. Like this is the episode where we mentioned Fortnite, and then now look at it or
Yeah.
whatever. But all right, so we're gonna move on to another hot topic, I guess. Is recently it came out that Belgium, of all places and countries in the world, has declared loot boxes to be gambling. Give us your hot take on that.
It- I don't know what their gambling laws is, but I thought gambling, at least in terms of U.S. law, is that it's not gambling unless you can win money, like you pay money to win money. So Belgium might have some different laws, so I don't can't really comment on like the um
Lawfulness.
yeah, lawfulness, but it kind of is. In all honesty, it's a raffle of a sense, or in like a scratch off. You're bound to win something, but it might be complete garbage. But I think it's funny too because they say like you can win things that are worth a lot, and you can win other things that aren't worth a lot, but technically none of it's worth anything because it's all digital shit. And
Well, I mean, you say that, but then there are markets for like CS:GO skins and all this kind of shit, and technically all that's digital too. But people pay real fucking money for it. The
I
difference in this scenario is that loot boxes, like if I buy $20 worth of loot boxes, I can't turn around and like sell them to you because once I open them, that's it. I mean, I guess the objects that I get out of them, not in Overwatch, but maybe if it was CS:GO or like Payday or something, maybe I could like turn around and put it on the Steam
marketplace.
marketplaces and sell them. But like for Overwatch and I think Battlefront, like the loot boxes, I don't think it's gambling because, like you said, you can't win money. Like I don't know, Belgium is weird, but
Well, I mean, Persis, I guess I was thinking more in terms of Overwatch because that's the one that I'm most familiar with loot boxes. I don't play a lot of games with loot boxes because normally loot boxes somehow works into the actual gameplay.
microtransactions.
Well, the gameplay of the game, like with fucking Gears, that loot box system completely killed the horde mode for us because you can't progress just by playing.
And like
Or
being good, like yeah, I'm gonna play
yeah,
sniper class. I'm really good at sniper class, but unless I get this fucking card out of this box, then I'm not gonna be able to upgrade my sniper or my
yeah.
ability or whatever. Yeah, I hear you.
So like I kind of tend away from those games. So I didn't really think about it in terms of like how you said CS:GO. How there is a marketplace in Steam. Um, I don't know. Because it's kind to me, it's kind of people assigning value to something that's not really like has value. Kind of like let's put pre-order bonuses back in the day with Gears of War when every single place that you pre-ordered from had a different skin. You can go online on eBay and find those things going for like $50, $60 just for the skin.
Yeah,
So
didn't you end up buying the mechanic Barrett skin?
I didn't like
Oh,
Mechanic Bird.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
So what I did when Gears 3 came out was I pre-ordered it from GameStop and Best Buy, and then I went on the midnight release and got the one from GameStop, and then I got it just for the codes that it came with or something. I think they sent it to you via email or something like that. But anyway, I ended up returning that version to Best Buy. Like when I went to pick up the Best Buy versions to like get the Mechanic Barrett code, and then I like returned the game. So like I got the
yeah.
Mechanic Barrett skin, but anyway.
I ended up not getting the Mechanic Bird skin until they released it on the season pass. 'Cause remember they had the limited version, how they released all the pre-release characters just slightly altered. Like instead of a brown shirt, he has a blue shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I ended up getting him.
Okay. But yeah, like but that's big news with Belgium regarding declaring loot boxes as gambling because it was a hot topic of discussion regarding like Battlefront 2 and to a lesser extent Overwatch, whether or not people spending
Well,
money. Go
well, the
ahead.
funny thing is because like you brought up Battlefront. Well, there's a few points I want to hit actually on the topic now. um, that Battlefront actually was the one that launched the whole bullshit going on right now against loot boxes.
Hmm.
And now that they took out loot boxes, they're actually not being targeted by the law.
Well, that's good.
So they fucked it up for everyone else, and then
They covered their own ass and then they said
yeah,
fucks to everyone else.
yeah. And the second thing is like the have you seen what type of consequences there are for this? It's like
Uh,
fines and jail time.
no, I mean,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, like the creator, I think it's like 6 years in jail. Don't quote me on this, but it was like something stupid. Like what? And if a minor is involved, which we all know minors are going to be involved with this, it's double, and there's a fine onto it as well. Like it's some ridiculous ass. Like I'm guessing gambling is completely illegal in Belgium, but it's some ridiculous ass
Like
consequences.
super severe penalties
They don't,
without
yeah,
like maybe a warning given. It's just kind of like no tolerance. Like, hey, this is gambling. If we catch you, you're fucked.
pretty well. Well, there's a few things. Like, how are they going to enforce that when like Jeff Kaplan is in fucking California? Like, are they going to send someone down here and pick him up?
You just see a helicopter shaped like a waffle flying into the Blizzard HQ. Like, we're here to take the Jeff Kaplan to Belgium. Here first, eat some waffles and the pancakes.
And another thing that the question is how that affects the games and how they monetize it. Everything in Overwatch is free because microtransactions, and I'm okay with the way Overwatch does it because it in no way forces you to buy loot boxes. You will miss some of the seasonal shit, but hey, I'll miss some seasonal shit than to get all the maps and characters for free. If you really want that shit, buy loot boxes.
Well, I mean, and there, what I, in my experience, the loot boxes for the different events have actually been really good. I think I've gotten at least one legendary skin like per event just from playing the game. Like, they give you one free loot box, when the event starts, and then just from getting like the daily arcade wins or weekly arcade wins, and just playing the game and leveling up, you get X amount of loot boxes. And so out of that amount, I always seem to get at least one of the legendary skins for the event. So I'm okay with that. Like you said, especially if it means getting everything else they're bringing to the game free. It would suck if they introduced like a new badass character and then it's like, oh, you got to pay $15 just to be able to use that character. Like,
Yeah,
fuck
and
that.
and they actually let you buy the skins with the in-game currency during the so it's not like you have to grind out loot boxes.
you
Also,
you can, but yeah.
yeah, you have a better chance if you do, but I guess that's part of the game in itself. It gives you something to work for in the game. But what I'm curious about is Overwatch. Let's say Overwatch bends. Well, Overwatch is probably going to bend to the will because none of them wants to go to jail. But well, how do they monetize Belgium now? Do they introduce the season pass solely for Belgium, and you get all the? I guess you have the loot boxes in game, but you can't purchase them because technically it's not. I guess it's purchasable loot boxes because it's not gambling if you just earn them. So I don't know how they're gonna monetize that market,
Yeah, that's
or
interesting.
or if they just say fuck it, we'll lose one country and just not worry about it. You know, but good luck, Belgium, you get all your shit for free. Still, lucky you.
Yeah. The only thing I can see maybe doing is kind of like you said, a season pass, but instead of a season pass, maybe more so like a subscription. But they only offer it to the people that like maybe they have to send out a survey said like, would you do this or have you done this? And if they say yes, then those people will get offered a like subscription pass or season pass or something where it's like X amount per month, and then the game just delivers you loot boxes. You didn't pay for them; it
Oh,
just gives them to you because you're a subscriber.
right.
So maybe that's the way they can get around the law, but it will be interesting to see how it plays out. So, all right. So moving on. Another thing I wanted to mention, still on I guess, well, not really a hot topic, but it's currently one of the top sellers on Steam. Warhammer Vermintide 2. I don't fucking understand it. So we played a version of it, and I don't know, just didn't like it. Like we played the first one, Warhammer Vermintide, the first one, when it was I had a free to play weekend a couple months back. I don't remember when exactly, but we played it for literally what 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
I think we gave it two run throughs,
Yeah,
like two attempts at the level.
yeah, and it was. I mean, in my book, it was a basically copy paste version of Left 4 Dead. With instead of the survivors, they have like a wizard and like a fencer and variations of it to like almost D&D type, or I guess Warhammer because that's the universe. But the enemies are like rats instead of zombies, and then there's like bigger rats, and it's like instead of a tank there's a charger or whatever. Like it was basically just like a Left 4 Dead mod, and I'm like, why would people pay for this? I don't understand. And to me it wasn't fun to begin with, and then two came out and we're like, okay, maybe this time, now that they've had all the money from one, they're gonna make a better game, and same fucking shit. And so I just don't understand why people want more of that. Is it just the Warhammer fans that are playing it? Or maybe it's Left 4 Dead fans that can't get enough mods. I mean, there's a shitload of mods for Left 4 Dead 2 out there. You can customize the game however the fuck you want. I'm sure there's like way more maps than when it launched. And so to me, I just head explode. I don't fucking understand it.
Yeah, I'm not a Left 4 Dead fan, so I wouldn't like that. That's pretty much my take on it.
I mean, I enjoy Left 4 Dead, but this is just like I don't understand why. Like to me, I don't know if Left 4 Dead. No, I think Left 4 Dead is like you have to pay for it, but it goes on sale or it goes free every so often.
It goes
Like,
free like once a year.
yeah, so
Yeah.
just fucking wait. Just be
Or
patient.
pay the $5 if you can't.
Yeah, or if it's during the winter sale or the uh, summer sale, pay like $5. I don't know. Anyway, Warhammer Vermintide. I don't know what the fuck. If you guys know what the fuck's up with Warhammer Vermintide, let me know, please. I'm begging. Yeah. All right, and then now we're gonna talk about another game that I know Daniel's been dying to talk about. This is probably like gonna be his favorite part of the podcast.
Yay.
So I'll let you talk about it. Let's go there.
All right, so El Dewrito, I don't know if it's update 6 or update point 6, but the new update just came out and it was really good. It's really stable. Everyone loved it.
Okay, hold on. What is
Uh,
it though?
oh, LD, so yeah, I should start. See, I'm getting ahead of myself. So it's a mod for Halo Online because Halo Online is a Halo that was going to be free to play for the Russian market. I believe it was out for a little while, then they took it down. But what some modders did was they took the core game and they were able to mod it to make it work again. And they play it on their own servers, and there's people are throwing servers up so you can play Halo Online again. It was running really well for a couple of days. I think it was like 4 days before Microsoft decided to do a cease and desist, and 343 announced that Microsoft did it. So apparently, from what I've been researching, is that 343 is actually cool with Halo Online. It's Microsoft that's protecting their IP. Um, and they put out a note saying that they didn't know that there was like a PC community that wanted a classic Halo, and now they're gonna, not that people have been asking for it since almost 10
Right,
years ago,
right.
but they what was cool about that little note was that they were talking about how that a classic Halo experience on PC is going to be coming in the future. So it kind of revealed that. I guess it was kind of a way to release some flack for tearing down something that a lot of people were really enjoying. Hell, that was a time that Halo Online had more players than Halo 5. That's not saying much because Halo 5 is garbage, but the fact that this mod got out there and people who were passionate about it, like you have to go hunt down the main source file, then well the mod's kind of given to you if you just go to El Dewrito site, but that you had to go hunt down that main source file, update it, and you had to do effort for it, and people would rather do that than play Halo 5.
Yeah, instead of just popping a disc into their console
Yeah.
and playing some Halo 5, they're like, let's go find this shit online and do this and do this and do this. Take like an extra hour. All right, let's now we can fucking play the real shit.
Well, what's also interesting in the post that they had was that they said they might be working with some of the Elduino team on the future. So we maybe seeing something like this in PC. And there is another game called Installation 01
I've heard of
that's
that
come.
one.
Yeah, that one is actually working with Microsoft. Not like saying like, hey, Microsoft's funding them, but they're making it as close to Halo as possible without actually breaching the fact that it's Halo. So like all their models look very Halo-esque, but they're not exactly Halo. Like if you put them side by side, you can probably tell, but if you just saw one, you wouldn't be able to. And I guess what I'm going with that is that people like there's a demand for this type of classic stuff, and I've been playing it. It's been a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. The What I do want to say is that a lot of people are saying that it's dead because of the cease and desist. That's not true. What the cease and desist is mean they cannot continue development of the mod. So the mod that we have now is pretty much it. That's what the we have. But the servers are still up. I was playing it right before this podcast. So there's still a community on there. It's still a lot of fun. It's not exactly Halo 3. It's like a hybrid between Halo and 3, and maybe there's some little bit different features from Reach. Like there is some sprint in some of the modes, but it's a lot of fun, and I've been enjoying it a lot.
I will say this regarding it because I also played it. When I heard Daniel was doing it, I'm like, all right, let me jump in on that action too. Uh, when we were able to be on the same team, it was pretty fun. If I have to play against Daniel, that shit is not fun. He's really good at Halo. So, and the thing about that game is that there's no like party system that we've been able to figure out or decipher. I guess the easiest way to get into the same team, I guess, is to let somebody get in a server that's not full, and then have them invite you via Discord, which is I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Discord myself to begin with, but then they have to invite you via Discord. You have to accept it in time to get into the game, and then just kind of hope and pray that you end up on the same fucking team, because a lot of the time it randomly switches up the teams. So like, let's say Daniel and I join together, we play through a map, we win, we're like, cool. Next round, we're pretty much guaranteed to be on opposite teams. Like I haven't seen it to where it's not shuffled the teams, or it's shuffled the teams and we ended up on the same team. So if they had a better grouping system or like friend system, I think I'd be more interested in playing it because I don't want to play against Daniel.
Well, to be fair to them, it is just a mod that they've been working on to get it going again, and they probably did have that in the
Pipeline.
like, yeah, but then Microsoft decided to be garbage and shut them down. Fuck you, Microsoft.
Protecting their IP. Like, well, I don't understand. Like, people are gonna be like, "Oh, we're just gonna play this forever. Like, we're never gonna support Microsoft again." Like, take what they're doing with
To,
this mod and implement it in your fucking game. You own this shit. It's not.
yeah,
It's not hard.
they've been saying, okay, Halo 4 got shit on because it wasn't like the old Halos. Halo 5 got shit on because it wasn't like the old Halos. Guess what? Halo 6 is going to get shit on for.
Not being like the old Halos. Hmm. But yeah, so that's El Dorito. It's a thing that's still around. If you, we're not gonna put any links up to it because we don't want to get any trouble. But if you Google it, let me just say this: Reddit.
Yeah.
and you should be able to find it and get going and get it up and running. We might have some footage overlaced, so spliced over the screen while we've been talking about it. We'll see how that goes.
But that brings me to another thing about Microsoft. IGN took a stab at them the other day.
What did they
Uh,
say?
well, it showed one of those screenplay comparisons, how it shows like, and it was God of War, PS4, then Xbox One, and the black,
Oh,
saying but it was more of a stab at that they don't have any console exclusives.
I was gonna say, do they? They don't have any console exclusives.
Name one. Sea of Thieves, who gives a fuck about
Yeah.
that?
Well, I was gonna say like Sea of Thieves, yeah, because that's not on PlayStation as far as I'm aware
Yeah,
of.
yeah, that is one, but like,
But you know
like
why?
one that
And the reason why that is because that's a Rare studio. Like Microsoft
exactly
owns
owns
Rare,
them.
so
But
yeah.
other than that, like, name one. A Halo, but no one gives a fuck about Halo anymore. No one gives a fuck about Sea of Thieves. No one, all their IPs are garbage at this point. Gears, I guess, but they killed that for me too, and that was my favorite game of all time for a long time. I don't. Well, the funny thing was, the more to that story was like they posted it up, and then they actually ended up taking it down, and one of the senior editors, Ryan, whatever the fuck his name is, I don't know.
McCaffrey.
Yeah, McCaffrey actually issued an apology to Microsoft saying that it was unprofessional and whatever. Microsoft responded saying like, thank you, whatever, blah, blah, suck our dick more. And that's just totally goes back to the point when I keep saying that IGN is fucking bought by them.
Well, the funny thing about that and Ryan McCaffrey specifically is when I first got into Xbox, like the original Xbox, I actually was a subscriber to Official Xbox Magazine, and
Me too.
the thing that I liked about Official Xbox Magazine were the
The
demo
disc.
discs. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, fuck yeah, were the demo discs. So you get to play, a level or 5, 10 minutes, whatever. It depended. Some games it was however long it took you to beat the level. Other ones were like time based. You get to play for 5 or 10 minutes, whatever. But yeah, the demo discs were dope as fuck. I used to have a big ass fucking stack of them, like just because they were coming every month. I was subscribed to them for probably like 3 years at one point. But Ryan McCaffrey used to work for OXM for Official Xbox Magazine. He was started out as like one of the like shitty lower level writers, like temp or something, and then he worked his way up. I think the last thing that I remember seeing like before I canceled my subscription was he had worked his way up to editor in chief. So, and then I think that's how he ended up over at IGN because he had been doing all this like editor in chief stuff for Official Xbox Magazine. So, I don't know this for a fact. I can't confirm this, but I feel like that's the reason why he probably was like, "Our bad. It was unprofessional," because he had like this with Microsoft.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the Halo 6 review is what like everyone will always said they were paid. I never really paid attention to the reviews to
You mean
begin with.
Halo 5?
No, I'm sorry, I meant Halo 4. Yeah, I didn't mean Halo 6, of course. Halo 4 review is what completely convinced me of that because everyone was on the edge about Halo 4. No one knew if 343 was going to pull it off. No one knew, the Microsoft marketing campaign was saying it's Halo 4 players by players. Like everywhere we hired Halo fans, they know what makes Halo Halo. And then when like the one review that I gave a shit what IGN thought was Halo 4 because I was just so on the fence about it. And then when they said it was better than the original Halo, which I thought was kind of like stretch, but they're saying, all right, it's really good. They said they understand what Halo is, and then you fucking play it, and it's nothing like fucking Halo, and you get all this backlash on, like every single fan who says this sucks because it's not Halo. The Call of Duty fans were like, yeah, Halo's cool now. So when they said that, which was complete bullshit, they're totally just their reviews are bought, and this is one more step saying like that they're bought in my opinion because you can't even take a stab at someone at a company for not producing. They're a fucking game company. What should they be doing? Making games, and you should critique them on that. And then he's like, no, Microsoft, please let me suck your dick a little bit more. Like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous because I mean in today's society, memes are everywhere, and I'm sure that's essentially what that was. It's kind of just like someone thought, "Hey, this is a funny meme. Like, let's,"
Yeah.
and then turn around and apologize. It's so ridiculous, but it is what it is. You know, who knows?
So fuck IGN. Damn, there's a lot of people getting called out this podcast.
So this is the call out cast.
Yeah.
Well, we'll move on from El Dorito and IGN and Halo for a minute, and we wanted to mention the Ghost Recon giveaway ended yesterday, and today, this morning, right before this podcast, we went ahead and found our winner, and here he is on screen. Yay!
Yay.
So I believe it's Daniel. We'll be distributing your
Yeah, I
code
have
to you.
it's on the other side of this paper, but yeah,
Okay.
that's it right
Okay.
there.
All right. So he'll be distributing your code to you via email. So enjoy that and let us know what you think of the Splinter Cell mission. And if you need help, we got a video of it.
Yeah, you have like 2 weeks to beat it to get the Splinter Cell gear. Just to let you know.
Well, so yeah, to get the gear, but the mission's going to
Yeah,
be permanent in game. So
right.
yeah. All right, so there's that giveaway, and then also our Dauntless giveaway is going to be ending soon. By the time this podcast goes up, I think there will be 2 days left. So if you haven't already, go to thatdamnbrand.com/contests and enter our Dauntless giveaway for your chance to win a closed beta key.
With packs
Oh,
swag.
with some pack swag, yes, that is correct. So good luck. And I think that might do it for this episode. We're running a little long, I feel like.
I
We
think that's it anyway.
Well, I wanted to mention VR, but we can say that for another time.
All
So,
right.
yeah. All right. Well, so that's going to do it for this episode. I've been Matthew.
I've been Daniel.
And we just wanted to take a quick second before we end here just to say thank you because we finally reached 100 subscribers on YouTube. And,
Got
that
to change
allowed,
our.
that allowed us to customize our URL. So now if you go to youtube.com/C, which is for channel, /thatdamnbrand, it takes you to our page where you can watch all of our videos from unboxing to gameplays to podcasts like this one to I'm trying to think what else we do. That's probably about it. Oh, Twitch archives. But yeah. So just thank you once again for all of your support, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Laters.
Bye.